Hi, I'm Dr. Christy Mulkey, and today I'm here to share some updates related to the Intern Certificate and some of the things you've heard about waivers and testing for those of you seeking certification in the state of Texas. So let's get started and I can get you updated. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can follow along and easily see everything I'm talking about. Now, one of the things I would suggest are on the slides with dates and important information. If you think you might forget, feel free to screenshot those as you watch this video. So again, we're here to do kind of a mid-year update for our Texas intern year requirements. Now, if you are in a traditional teacher certification program, like at a university, there's some information in here for you if you've heard about testing waivers and you're still confused what that might look like for you. So please know this information is based on what we have from TEA as of June 2020. Of course, that's subject to change, but if it does, we'll get those updates out to you. Now, let's jump right into what you need to know. So I'm going to start with those of you watching who are not in an alternative certification program. So you're in a traditional teacher certification program, typically at a university. So if you are one of those people, what I want you to note is, there is nothing changing for you. There's nothing changing. So if you are in a traditional certification program, you are going to follow the same process that your university has laid out for you or your program has laid out for you. So you're going to need to take and pass your Texas content exams, your PPR exam, finish all your program requirements, your clinical teaching, your student teaching, and graduate with your degree. And then once all of that's happened, they'll recommend you for that standard certificate. So for you, nothing's changed with testing, nothing's changed with timeline as of June of 2020. So if you are in a traditional program and you've heard, oh, we don't have to take content exams, and you were all excited, I'm so sorry. I hate to burst your bubble, but you're still going to have to take those exams. Now, please see your program or your university to find out exactly what that looks like for you. Now, let's talk about who this is changing for. So alternative certified teachers, so those of you in an ACP or an alternative certification program, right here what we have is the typical process. This is what has been occurring. So for an alternative certified teacher, your first year is labeled your intern year. Now that intern year is always from a fall to a spring, so we get that full school year. So for most of you, that's going to be starting this fall or this August of 2020 and continuing into May of 2021. Now that process has always been before your intern year begins, you must pass all Texas content exams. So before, or what it's currently been, for alternative certification, you have to pass all those content exams, keyword, before your intern year begins. So if you're beginning in August of 2020, in the past, in the typical process, you would have had to have those content exams passed. Then you go through your certification program to get your intern certificate. You can begin that intern year. During the intern year, you have to pass the Texas PPR exam. And then once you've passed those exams and you have completed all your ACP's requirements and you finish that intern year, then you qualify for that standard certificate. Now that's been the typical process. Let's talk about what's different. So changes due to COVID-19 from Governor Abbott. Now, there have been a lot of people who haven't been able to get into testing centers. So they have temporarily waived some of the requirements. So if you just finished up your intern year, 2019 through 2020 was your intern year, you have longer to pass your PPR exam. So if you didn't take it before the pandemic hit and everything started closing, you have longer to take it. You do need to contact your ACP for more information about how they would like you to proceed. Now, for a lot of you that we've been getting questions from, you're looking at beginning your intern year in 2020. So this fall and finishing up in May of 2021. Now, remember in the past, we've done content exams before the intern year begins, and then we do PPR during the intern year. That's what's changing. So if you are looking at doing your intern year this coming school year, you can apply for the Intern Certificate recommended under Governor Waiver, or referred to as the WINT. So if you see that acronym, you know what that's referring to. You have to do this 3-year certification program by October 1st. You have to apply for that WINT, that special waiver certificate, by October 1st, not October 2nd, October 1st. If you don't do it by October 1st, you're back to the typical process, unless we hear something different from TEA. Now, what this does for you, okay, it does not, hear me clearly, it does not mean you never have to take the content test. That's been a misconception we've been seeing out on social media. All this does is temporarily, keyword, temporarily suspend the requirement to pass that content exam before the intern year starts. So they're basically giving you more time. They're giving you more time. So now you have that intern year to pass all your content exams and your PPR exam. For some of you, you might even be taking the Science of Teaching reading exam. And if you're watching this video and you don't know what that is, we posted a video yesterday on the Science of Teaching reading exam, and you can go check that out and see if you're going to have to take that exam, what it looks like, and how that applies to you. So some of you will be looking at 3 exams, depending on your certification area. But for all of you, at least 2, that content area and that PPR during the intern year. So it doesn't go away. It doesn't mean you never have to take it. It just means they're giving you more time. So instead of having to take that content exam before the intern year starts, you can do it sometime during the intern year. And that's because we need testing centers to be open for you to do that. Now I want to make this note down here. You really need to talk to your ACP, your Alternative Certification Program. They can choose not to take advantage of this program and not issue these new intern certificates. So before you cancel a testing appointment, before you reschedule a testing appointment, you need to confirm with your ACP that this is an option for you, that they're actually participating in this. So be sure you check. Now, let's talk about the big question. Woohoo, I get more time. Should I delay my exam? Is this a good idea? Let's talk about this for just a minute. So remember, this is a temporary thing. It's just a waiver that's going to give you more study, more preparation time, and give you time to find a testing center that's open near you and give those testing centers time to open. So you're asking yourself, should I put this off? Well, let me give you some cautions. Your first year of teaching is probably, or very likely, the most mentally, physically, emotionally exhausting year of your career as an educator, because the learning curve is so steep. You're just trying to figure out the school and how to work with kids and how to work with parents and your curriculum, and it's just a lot. And so that first year is already pretty stressful. Now we could add to that stress by saying, instead of just taking 1 exam, I'm now going to take 2 while I'm engaging in that first year, that intern year. And for some of you, it might be 3 if you have the Science of Teaching reading. So multiple tests all in the same very stressful year could be very overwhelming. Guys, talk to veteran teachers. They'll tell you that first year is the toughest, and you experience a new kind of tired as a teacher. And so your ability to study at night, you're going to be exhausted for a while. Your body will catch up and it'll adapt. But at first, you're going to be really tired, really, really tired. So that's a risk. That's a risk. So I would suggest, and 240 Tutoring would suggest, that you don't put that off any longer than you have to. So if there's a testing center open, go ahead and start preparing. If nothing else, even if there's not a testing center open near you, go ahead and start the preparation. If you haven't done so already, start studying, start learning that content, start figuring out what you need to know and how you need to practice, and be ready for that exam once you're able to find a testing center. So I wouldn't put it off if I were you. Now, the last caveat I want to be sure you understand, school districts may still require that you pass that exam before they'll hire you. So even though you've got this new temporary certificate that gives you more time, a school district is taking a huge risk. And let me tell you why. One, if you don't pass that content exam at the end of the year, they can't rehire you. They can't offer you another contract. And so now they got to find somebody else again. So they may not want to take that risk. They also may be thinking, you know what? I don't want somebody teaching a whole bunch of high school kids calculus if I'm not sure they know calculus. So, or 8th grade science, or teaching kindergarten and first graders how to read. A lot of administrators are going to want to know you know that content. So if you can take that exam and you've done the preparation, I would highly encourage you to go do that. Because let me tell you, as an administrator, if I was looking at 2 interview candidates who interviewed about the same, and I had one who had already passed their content exam and they were ready to go for their intern year, just looking at their PPR, and the other hadn't taken their content exam yet, but you interviewed about the same, I'm going to go with the one who's already passed the content exam. So don't shoot yourself in the foot in getting a job because you wanted to put it off. So procrastination, guys, we know it's never really a good idea. So I'd highly recommend you start that preparation. Start it today, and be ready for that test as soon as you can take it. Now, TEA's put a bunch of resources out there, and so I'm going to put these links to all of these things in the comments of this video. So the COVID-19 link, the emergency permit waiver, frequently asked questions, the COVID-19 support page, and then the link to our Science of Teaching a reading exam, frequently asked questions. Again, we have a video on this. Go find that. It'll be on all our social media. So go look for that if you're concerned about, does that impact me or not? Finally, remember, you have support and you can totally do this. You just got to focus and make a plan. So we are here to help you. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, and we're now on Instagram. So if you're an Instagram fan, go check us out there. All of our videos and all of our posts are being put there as well. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments and we will get back to you. Or you can email us at workshops@240tutoring.com. And then, of course, here's links to our resource pages and our study guides. I'll put all of these links in the comments as well. So I wish you all the best in your preparation for certification. And again, this is Dr. Christy Mulkey with 240 Tutoring. Thank you.